Hello, everyone. My name is Gabby Jones. I am a consultant at Encryption Consulting. Encryption Consulting covers all of the aspects of data protection, such as encryption, data security, key management, and privacy. Today, we're going to be discussing something very interesting in data encryption technology, certificate management. We will learn about digital certificates and how they work, basics of certificate management and its life cycle, and finally, why we should be implementing certificate management in our companies. What is client certificate? A client authentication certificate is a certificate used to authenticate clients during an SSL handshake. It authenticates users who access a server by exchanging the client authentication certificate. Digital certificates, which are a combination of public and private keys, play crucial roles in authenticating the identity of client and server for establishing a trusted communication channel. A client certificate is a digital X.509 certificate used to authenticate the identity of the client, email user, or web user to a remote server. Usually, client certificates consist of digital signature, expiration date, name of client, name of CA, certificate authority, revocation status, SSL/TLS version number, serial number, and other parameters as per the X.509 standard. This certificate is used to authenticate the client during SSL/TLS handshake processes. However, it is not mandatory for all the servers to request for client certificate during the handshake process. Popular web browsers like Firefox, Chrome, Safari, and Internet Explorer can readily support client certificates. What is server certificate? Server certificate authentication is also referred to as certificate authentication. This process is an important component of SSL/TLS handshake process. Let's understand further on the process itself. A digital X.509 certificate used to authenticate the identity of the server in SSL/TLS handshake process. SSL-enabled client software always requires server authentication or cryptographic validation of the server's identity. The server sends the client a certificate to authenticate itself. The client uses the certificate to authenticate the identity the certificate claims to represent. Every HTTPS connection established between client and server will require a valid certificate from server to client for authentication. Client validates the certificate sent by server through cross-checking of the certificate validity, authenticity of the CA, and domain name of the server. This ensures a safe communication between the client and the server. Server certificate is acquired by website or server owner to create trust with the client. The server requests for client certificate to authenticate the client. However, there are certain differences between these two certificates and their usage. Both are used in different ways by people and businesses. Here we have summarized the difference between the server and the client certificate. SSL certificates that are made use of while validating a server's identity to the client, whereas client certificates are used to authenticate the client or user identity to the server. Encryption is in place for one of these certificates. Server certificates encrypt data in transit, whereas no encryption of data takes place in case of client certificates. Extended key usage in place for both types of certificates. Object identifiers, OID, of server validation has a value of 136155731, and for client validation has a value of 136155732. Both of these certificates are based on public key infrastructure, PKI, for managing certificates. The best example of server certificate is SSL certificate, and client certificates are email client certificates. There might be several differences between these two types of certificates, but both ultimately work together to provide enhanced protection during sensitive data communication between the server and the client. All right, that is going to conclude our discussion on server certificates versus client certificate processes. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in learning more about encryption in detail, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. And feel free to give this video a like if you are interested in having your algorithm more tuned into this type of content. Please contact us at encryptionconsulting.com if any confusion arises or if you simply want more details. Thank you.